Alright guys, here's a quick review of the Pioneer AVH-4200NEX by Pioneer. Here is the main screen where you have HD radio, backup camera, Ipod input for USB port 1. You got your car gauges, Bluetooth, and several different options. The ones that are grayed out are things you can't use. The ones that aren't are the ones that you can. So just taking a quick look. If I click the HD radio, it'll pop up. Go ahead and make sure it's turned down a little. That's how you adjust the volume, or you can do it with the steering wheel controls. If this says analog right here, that's because the station does not broadcast it digital. Here's your presets. You can set different radios. So if I go back to the home screen, I could do the backup camera. If your car has one, you'll see the backup camera. You'll also see it with lines when you first start your car, or you put it in reverse if you have the setting enabled. There's also the Ipod input. If you are listening to music on an iPod, you can see what you're playing. Continuing on, if you have the iDataLink Maestro kit, you will see car features and car sources. Car features shows gauges, tire pressure, battery. If your radio has AC units built in, you will be able to control AC units. And if you have parking sensors, you'll be able to view that as well. Car sources is a thing. If your car has a factory USB, Bluetooth, or amp, you will be able to see it and control it. Mine does not at this time. Therefore, it is grayed out. So if I click car features, it'll show different gauges, fuel, timing, throttle. If I go to the first one, miles per hour if I'm moving, RPMs, transmission fluid intake. You can go to settings, select gauges, center gauge. You can select different ones. Over here on the left, I can view the tire pressure if it's reporting it. There it goes. You can change it to view temperature or PSI. You can also go to settings, make sure there's door alerts to make sure those are on. So for example, if I open up the door, you'll see that it turned yellow. There's the door. Let me reclose it. It also, if you have a check engine light, it'll show the code, and then you can reset it from there. You can have it do the tire alert on, tire pressure monitor system on, or pressure or temperature or both. Spare tire will show the temperature. So that's if you have the iDataLink Maestro and the Toyota harness, since I have a 2011 Titan TC. Bluetooth audio if I want to play music over my Bluetooth. Also, this has Android Auto. This is capable with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so if I plug in my phone, you'll be able to use your phone for navigation, music, calling people, etc. And that is done in the input-output settings smartphone setup. If you do Android Auto, you have to have others and it plugged in a USB port 2. If you do iPhone, you click iPhone, and the iPhone has to be running off USB port 1. Continuing on, these are your general settings. You can do camera, restore it to default, set the driving position, align your camera settings, view your firmware, your Bluetooth version. Over here you can change the colors, background. I can change the theme of this. I can also change the theme of when I'm playing music. There's 3 moving screens, this one, or the bars if there's music playing. You can also change the general background of this head unit, or you can make a custom color to match your factory lights. You can also change the clock look. For the splash screen, you can have one of the 3 default ones or upload your own picture. Sound, you can has the 13 band adjustments. You can also make sure the subwoofer's on if you have a subwoofer connected. You can also do CDs, and the way you do the CDs, you hit the eject button, CD. In the back there's a there was a spot for CDs and then one for SD cards. If you want to close it, you just hit the eject button again. Also for Bluetooth, you see the connection, what kind of phone you have connected. You can also clear the Bluetooth memory. You can view the Bluetooth update version. If you're ever going to want to do a firmware update, you want to update the firmware. Down here, you want to go to System Information, Firmware Update, and then you want to plug it into USB port 1 or an SD card, which is below the CD-ROM. You cannot do it through USB port 2. And then after you update the firmware, you want to go to Bluetooth, and you want to do the Bluetooth software update as well. During both things, you want to make sure the card does not shut off at all. So there you have it. This is the Pioneer AVH-4200NEX.